So only yesterday, we broke the news on this channel about the story about the killing of three policemen. It was quite horrific about what had happened to OG River access of Enugu State. By the way, this thing happened at Achi. Achi is a town inside the OG River local government area. We would speak to these issues today. Emmanuel Terwase to my immediate left. He was actually the person who broke the news by 12 p.m. yesterday while he was on his way for another assignment in that same axis. And we also have Lawrence Ibenyenwa, who is our head of news here. Apparently, he actually is from OG River. I'm sure that he must have heard a few persons speak to him regarding that incident. Lawrence, can you give us a little updates on what you heard yesterday and today?
I thought we should have heard from Emma, who was in Achi yesterday, and then that's what I think about. If I said I should, yeah.
Yes. Okay, fine. Emmanuel, you witnessed it. In fact, you were on the spot. In fact, even though that was not what you were actually sent for. But how did you receive the news? What did you see?
Okay, while I was on my way to Federal Cooperative College, I got a call from the office that the incident just happened. So we had to change our direction to where they said it happened. So getting there, we met villagers at the junction leading to the market. It's called a court junction. So while we're approaching, they stopped us. That's the police and the military people on ground at that point. So they prevented us from going closer to the scene. So we said we were media person. In fact, they said if it is anything media, we don't want. So we had to turn back. We came back to the junction to just interview, talk to the people there and get their own narrative of what happened. So some people were reluctant to speak, while some actually gave us information which we passed across yesterday. But one thing that is quite disturbing is the fact that a source from the area who is also in the journalism line made it clear that this checkpoint at that particular area is usually mounted on these special market days, and these policemen for some reason carry out their own bidding at that particular area on special days like the market.
When you say their own bidding, is it extorting monies from motorists?
Yes, that's what he said, that they stay there just to get collect money from people maybe coming from going to the market or coming back from the market. All right, so that was what I was able to gather. I made efforts to also reach the local government chairman, who was not in town at the moment, so he was unable to give me clearer information, and the DP of that area at that point when the incident happened was already at the scene, so we couldn't even assess him to tell us what happened. But from their body language, they were not even interested in talking to the media, and that was where I had an issue, because of why would they not want to speak to the media?
Boris, I mean, you have been following these updates. It's your community, in fact. It's your local government. Help us unpack all of these.
Well, thank you, Charles. It was a sad day. It's still sad for us because for such to happen on your soil, you will be bothered, you'll be disturbed, and apart from that, we feel fairly sympathetic with the family that lost their ones. I'm also interested to know that even somebody from Achi was among the policemen that were killed. So it's another sad moment for us as a community. But it all points to the fact that there is need to increase security surveillance, not only in the townships, not only in the cities. We know that the government of the day is doing a lot to beef up security, installing CCTV cameras and all rest of them in the capital. So it's a clarion call that we should also not ignore the hinterland, the villages and the rural areas in all of this. So, and again, there is need for the traditional rulers should be more involved. The council chairman, in fact, there's a summit that is going to take place on the 22nd in Oji River by the council, by the chairman, calling a development summit. So this means that such security issues should be up top on the agenda of that discussion. As a community, we are bothered. There is every community has a vigilante group, but what it means is that there is need for more coordination, and they need to also liaise with more with police authorities, and for synergy between all the central network and the other components of the communities. So the bottom line is that there is need to beef up security in the rural areas. They've talked about this thing that happened in the past. That is true. And I also don't think that it is wrong for police, like what Igwe was saying, that if they were maybe more alert, it may not have been as bad as it is. But this is not the first time that this is not the first place that people like policemen are being gunned. That happens several parts of the country, and it happens in Enugu severally. So it's not a peculiar incident to Achi. It is more worrisome because it's happening in the rural community. So the message really is that there is need for state government, local government, and the communities to begin to think along the same line. When we're talking about beefing up security in the cities, let's also remember that there are occasionally there are happenings in the villages, which also needs to be addressed and nipped in the bud.
It's really sad. It's really sad. I mean, the community is one of the biggest when it comes to agricultural produce. I mean, some persons would say, why Thursday? Just like Emmanuel was saying earlier, that one of the journalists who also went there is that they picked Thursday, maybe most likely because the road will be busy. It's an Eke market day, and they would also have opportunity to take one or two monies from the these commuters who go into the market. But then again, when it comes to rule of engagement, do you think that maybe the police themselves also have to look at how they deploy, and beyond just deployment, to be also circumspect? Because the first person I spoke to said something around, that you have to go and open your boot. They will check what's in your boot, before you are eventually asked to go. But what would you think in that direction? Do you think the police would have to change their modus operandi, their rules of engagement? I mean, I can't remember the last time I was asked to stop on the road, and then they asked me to open my boot when there is no special security problem along that axis. So it's possible that maybe the police have seen that there's an issue always in that Eke Market road on that particular days. That's why they actually have to mount checkpoints in that axis.
So as what is bad is bad. What happened is bad. Let us not justify it, whether they were collecting money or they were not collecting money. We have lost trained personnel that should give us security. So let's not justify it. We have said that there is need to strategize, even at the checkpoints, but nothing should justify what happened. In a market day like that, it means that there is even need for more security in the place, whether they do something else or not. That's why we should also tell them to be more alert in doing that. So let us not justify because they allegedly were doing something else or collecting money. that is not justification for killing policemen.
Yeah, nobody's
So,
really justifying it. I'm just saying, changing of modus operandi. Is
yeah.
this
That's what I say. That's what I say. That maybe they should need for more alertness. They should be, even when somebody is opening, somebody should be watching the person who is going to open the boot. So I mean, there's need for more alertness. That's the word. Now that this has been happening, it is not the first time it's happening. It happens everywhere. So they should begin to maybe plan people at certain points. All of you should not be at the same spot. That's what if I'm the one, that's what I would do. You stay a distance and be watching what you may even be you may even not be all uniformed. Somebody can be on mufti, armed, and stay at a distance. So when those people on the road are operating, at least there will be a backup from somewhere that will come and stop what is happening or check what is happening and or let them to escalate to the level it gets to. But for you, all of you, you are three and all of you are standing in one place. I'm not lecturing them on how to do their job, but I think that it's something that they can think about. Some people can be in certain places and be watching what's happening there, and not all of you at the same spot, so that all of them are gone down, and that it's painful. It's painful. So I think that when such things happen, it's also for authority to go back to the drawing board and find what to do and make things better. It's unfortunate. We regret what happened. We regret it happened on our soil, and we regret that our officers were lost.
Emmanuel Terwase, you are the man on the ground on this particular day. I mean, you have heard a whole lot of explanations from the security watch. We've heard from the local government chairman. We've also heard from the Igwe in that access. How do you unpack this? You mentioned, in fact, that the three persons who died. Did you see them, or was it a second-hand information that you were giving us?
All right. Like I mentioned earlier when I started, I was at the scene, but the security agencies who were already on the ground prevented us. We were very close, and by the time we were arriving, the bodies were already being removed from the scene.
How many bodies did you see?
They were in the Hilux van covered with leaves, so you could not actually ascertain. But the people I spoke with who were in that area when it happened, if that video can be replayed, you will see there's somebody I was talking to. He said he was at the approaching the checkpoint when he heard gunshots and started coming back. So at the process, 2 men were gunned down. Then one who was in the car was caught up in the flame, and the security network person, the first person that spoke, also confirmed this incident. So I don't know where the disparity is coming from, but so yesterday when I tried to engage with the chairman, he didn't clearly state that, but with what I got on ground with the people I spoke who witnessed this, that the number remains 3, and witnesses who also saw that happen has also confirmed. But it's not a matter of whether the number is 2 or 3. The incident is quite sad, and it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Indeed, shouldn't have happened in the first place. I mean, we've had issues with security breaches, Lawrence, in Enugu State specifically. I mean, with the unknown gunmen, I don't want to call it the rise of unknown gunmen. It sounds so heavy in my mouth, but we've seen over time the police in different checkpoints being killed in Enugu States. Not necessarily in this particular administration, and even in the previous ones. Out of nowhere, you just see 4 persons in the particular checkpoint, getting shot. Do you think there's an underlying problem to this incident? It's not an isolated incident. It's a continuous thing, especially in the southeast.
Just there is crime is getting more sophisticated, and people who fight crime should also get more sophisticated. There are many reasons that people kill soldiers and policemen at checkpoints. First of all, it is expensive to acquire arms. That is one target. It's not just that they kill them to collect their arms. Who they use to carry out other criminal activities. So that is a dangerous trend, and it is continuing. I think that we should also give some credit to the government in power, and to encourage them that there is need to increase vigilance. There is need to get more sophisticated with information gadgets, with CCTV cameras here and there, so that even when such things are happening, they are being captured somewhere, so that investigation will be very easy, and to get them will be very much easier. So we must, just like the killings we see here and there, there is need for the country's architecture, security architecture at all levels to be improved upon. Proper funding, proper enlightenment, proper education, proper whatever it is that has to be done. Because the loss of an individual is a big loss. We're not talking about an animal, we're talking about a human being. So anything that we invest in security can never be said to be too much. So that's what I think we should do. Get more information gadgets, get more increase intelligence gathering procedures. This must be done, should be done. That's the only way to go. At all levels, there should be security summit in every local government area. The most security summits. Get the villagers and the communities more involved. The community policing. It is more apt now than ever. So, but this is a whole lot of things that has to be done to reduce the killings and carnage in this country. It is not just this. Anytime a life is lost, it should bother us. That's what advanced countries do. That a human being is lost in America. It's a big issue in the country. It's a big issue. They bring all arsenals available to get the culprit. Let us begin to accord more importance to human life in this country. That's what I think.
You mentioned earlier about the CCTV, because the command and control center is right inside the government house, and sometimes some of these security architecture is not actually deployed in those other places because they are far out of town. The deployment of these security architecture and equipment, do you think it would help? That's one. And secondly, how much of Nnamdi Kanu is still incarcerated is resulting to these issues?
Let us not complicate issues. Because, the issue of, since I've said that what is happening in this capital should be escalated to all the nook and crannies of the community, of the state, and other states. If you secure the city, you have not secured the state. So I'm saying let it be escalated to every other community. That's one point. The second point, the second question you asked, let us not bring in Nnamdi or someone into this issue. Crime is crime. How do we check crime? No matter who is perpetrating it, no matter who is behind it, it's immaterial. But the thing is that let crime be checked in the society so that people can live their normal lives. People can go to sleep. I'll sleep with, how do you say it? Sleep with their two eyes closed. And go about their normal business unhindered. I don't want to go where it came from because of checkpoint or because it is crime. Crime is crime. Let us find a way of checking crime in society. Whatever can be done should be done. Deploy more resources, deploy more men, recruitment, more recruitments. I hear the people, the soldiers, the army high command came to Enugu. They were asking for more people to enroll. And, so we know that the country is not well policed. The ratio of policemen to this populace is abysmally low, joining with the other forces. So everything should be done to increase the workforce, to increase motivation, to increase availability of resources, sophisticated equipment, and of course of intelligence gathering, and of course the technology. Technology is everything. Technology should be better deployed in this insecurity.
Right. This is 24 hours since that incident happened, just about. Are you surprised that the police haven't released any statements in that regard?
I am surprised. I'm surprised that's what brought about what the chairman is saying about figure or no figure. Well, by now they should have said something. Shouldn't people be told that something happened in a community and this is the police version? I am surprised.
You know,
Well,
it is. Again, it's part of getting, because if you don't release the correct information, the wrong information will go and will begin to spread. What are you waiting for? It happened. The DPO was there. I was told the DPO was there shortly after it happened. In fact, the person who called me, who gave me the information, told me that he was the DPO who gave me the information. That something's happening to Achi, he's going to Achi right now. The person, before I now told these guys to proceed to Achi, leave cooperative college, proceed to Achi. So he was there on the spot, and you have the correct, give us the correct information, and let it put it across. So it will deal with speculations and allegedly using additional false figures. I think that information is key in anything we do, right, including governance, including policing.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the trajectory, especially few statements the last 3 weeks. They have always come up with a statement denying certain incidents that happened in some certain places. They keep denying and denying. I don't know whether, you know, this is going to be an issue for them, you know, by any standard, because again, it's not easy to admit that something of this magnitude that happened under your watch, because you are admitting failure of some sort.
Not far from that. But again, you know that you manage crisis. There are things that ordinary people will hear and they give up. So as administrators, as those in power, they try as much as possible to lower the tempo of the impact of such incidents. I'm not saying that's why you should have it, but that is the major reason. They don't want you to, like, each time they give you a figure that so and so number of persons died than in this place. If you say it is 100, the outburst will be more, and the reaction will be more. So you bring out the figure so that people will be more will not be as bothered as.
But is it ideal?
Well,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying they should not give us information, but I'm saying that is what is at the back of their mind, like what happened the Ibenyenwa tanker explosion. I went there. I happened to be one of the functionaries who went there as soon as it happened, and I saw corpses being brought up and so on. And I don't really told us 7 persons died. Probably if they say to 100 died or 50 died, the state will be categorized those that is not secured. So these things are factors. But I'm not justifying, but that's the reason. Nobody wants to believe that his home front is not in order, or that there's crisis in his own state, that's kind of, because when the figure is mentioned, Enugu is the most peaceful state, and Lagos is the most, they are struggling to be the most peaceful and the most crime-free societies.
At the detriment of the actual sector.
It's not detriment to anything.
Because if at the end of it,
I'm just telling you what is at the back of their mind.
Okay.
It is not to harm anybody, just to less tension, to reduce tension, to reduce the impact, negative impact on. You know that some people cannot bear certain shocks, so they want to reduce the blood pressure of many people.
All right, we have to leave it there. I just wish we could continue this conversation, because again, it's about security. Security breach in one place is a breach in every other place. So I just hope that this is nipped in the bud, and those who have perpetrated this evil will be brought to book. I want to say a very big thank you to my colleagues, Lawrence Ibenyenwa, of course, Terwase Ibenyenwa. Many thanks to you both.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you for having me.
Save Nature TV. News in your pocket.